Hi guys, let's look at the next question. Next question is question number 13. Now there's a big hint given in your question in any case, but let's still solve the question. In a triangle ABC, AD is the median and E is midpoint. So let's first draw the triangle. So what is given is ABC is a triangle. Let's start looking at this. A, B and C. AD is the median, which means it is a line which originates at A, finishes at BC, and it divides BC into two equal parts. So some midpoint I've seen. Perfect. So this is my median AD. Next, E is the midpoint of median AD. Okay, so E is the midpoint of median AD. Let this be the midpoint. AE and DE are equal. Next, a line through B, and E. A line through B and E meets AC at point F. Okay, so a line through B and E meets AC at point F. We need to prove that AC is equal to 3AF. Perfect. This is what we need to prove. Prove AC is equal to 3AF. So if I have to prove it to be 3AF, which means I'll have to have three equal parts. So now let's draw a line DG parallel to BF, which meets AC at G. So this is our first construction that we do. So let's draw DG parallel to BF meeting AC at C. Let's start writing this down. So construct DG parallel to BF, perfect, which meets AC at G. So this is our first construction that we've done. Let's see if I can find any midpoints now and I can see parallel lines. Yes, I notice that in triangle BCF, let's look at this triangle BCF. I notice D is midpoint and this line is parallel to the third side. Perfect. So I've got one midpoint theorem used here. So let's start writing. In triangle BCF, D is midpoint of BC. Why? Since AD is median. So it will divide BC into two equal halves. Number 3, DG is parallel to BF. Why? By construction. We've constructed it in a manner that it is parallel. So this gives rise to the converse of midpoint theorem. So using converse midpoint theorem, what do I get? Converse midpoint theorem, I will get that DG is equal to half BF and G is the midpoint of CF. These are the two things that I will get. Perfect. So let's start writing. Therefore, G is midpoint of FC. What it also means is FG is equal to CG. That's what this means. Correct? If this is the midpoint, then this is it. Perfect. Now let's see if I can get any other triangle in which I can prove something to be midpoint. Alright, so if I look at triangle ADG, yes, now let's look at triangle ADG. Yes, perfect. I've got now one more triangle ADG. So let's see what will help me here. So in triangle ADG, what do I have? Number 6 is E is midpoint of AD. This is given. And number 7 is EF is parallel to DG. This is by construction. We've constructed it like this. which means again we can use the converse midpoint theorem. So using converse midpoint theorem, what do I get? I get F is midpoint of AG. What it means is AF is equal to FG. Perfect. So now I think I've already got my answer. I've got that all three parts are equal. So from 5 and 9, what I get is AF is equal to FG is equal to CG. This is my point number 10. Number 11 would be AC is equal to AF plus FG plus GC, which means AC is equal to AF plus AF, since FG is equal to GC is equal to AF from number 10. From 10, so what I get is AC is equal to 3AF. Hence proved. That's exactly what they wanted me to prove, and I have done it. So let's look at the next question. The next question that we'll do will be question number 14. So let's look at question number 14. It says D and F are midpoints of side AB and AC of a triangle ABC. So again, let's draw a rough diagram. And so this is my diagram. A, B, C are mid. So A, B, and C is a triangle. D and F are midpoints of AB and AC. Okay. So AB is D, AC is F. Perfect. A line through F and parallel to AB. A line through F and parallel to AB meets BC at E. Okay, so this is E and this line is given parallel to AB, and this is midpoint. This is also midpoint. Done. What do we have to do? We need to prove that BDFE is a parallelogram. BDFE. So let's join BDFE. So how to prove it to be a parallelogram? If we can prove a pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel, our work is done. So let's look at the big triangle first. So in triangle ABC, any midpoints given? No, one midpoint given, which is F is midpoint of AC. And number 2 is FE is parallel to AB. Both of this is given. Right? So we know that FE is parallel to AB and F is midpoint, which means I can use the converse midpoint theorem. So using converse midpoint theorem, what do I get? I get E is midpoint of BC, and what I get is FE is equal to half of AB. Yes, E is the midpoint, which means this and this are equal, and FE is half of AB. What I also know is AD is equal to BD is equal to half of AB. Why? Since D is midpoint. It's given in the question. So from 4 and 5, what do I get? What I get is FE is equal to BD. So I know that FE and BD are equal, and I know they are already given parallel. So one pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel, which means this is a parallelogram. Since one pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel, which is this equal side, FE is equal to BD, and FE is parallel to BD. Therefore, quadrilateral BDFE is a parallelogram. Perfect. So this part is done. We also need to do is find AB if EF is equal to 4.8. Okay. So from 4, what we have is EF is equal to half of AB, and EF is given as 4.8 centimeter is equal to half of AB, which means AB is equal to 4.8 centimeter into 2. Therefore, AB is equal to 9.6 centimeter. That's the next thing they wanted me to figure out. We've found out the value of AB as well. Perfect. So this brings me to the last question of this exercise, which is question number 17. So let's look at question number 17. It says M is the midpoint of AB and M is also the midpoint of DE. So in the diagram that I have made, it's visually not looking, but EM and MD are given equal. So let's start writing what is known to us. AB is equal, not AB, AM. AM is equal to BM, this is given, and this is equal to half of AB. Similarly, EM is equal to MD, which is equal to half of ED. Number 3 is BN is equal to NC, which is half of BC. All this is given to us. And number 4, since N is also the midpoint of FD, it would be FN is equal to DN is equal to half of FD. These are the 4 points which are given. So let's see if there are any two midpoints being joined. Let's look at triangle EDF. So in triangle EDF, are we joining any two midpoints? Let's see, is there any two midpoint which we can join? Yes, I can join M and N. Are these two midpoints? Yes, so MN will be equal to half of EF. Perfect. So let's start writing in triangle DEF. Number 5 would be M and N are midpoints of, M is midpoint of DE and N is midpoint of DF respectively. What do I get? Using midpoint theorem, I get number 6, which is MN is equal to half of EF. So I've got MN is equal to half of EF. Perfect. Now let's look at the other triangle, which is the big triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, am I joining any midpoints? Yes, ABC, again I am joining M and N, which is the midpoint of AB and BC. So let's start writing in triangle ABC. Number 7, M and N are midpoints of, M is midpoint of AB and N is midpoint of BC respectively, which means using midpoint theorem, what do I get? Let's start. Let's move on. What I get is number 8, Mn is equal to half of AC. Oh, so Mn is equal to EF and Mn is also equal to half of AC. So from 6 and 8, what I get is Mn is equal to half of EF, which is equal to half of AC, which means EF is equal to AC. That's exactly what they wanted me to prove. So hence proved. Perfect. That brings me to an end of this exercise. Couple of homework questions which I can mark. Homework questions for you could be question 3, question 5, question number 9, question number 15. Perfect. A quick revision, which is what is this midpoint theorem? In case I have a triangle and I join two midpoints of two sides. If I join the midpoint of two sides, the line joining the midpoint of two sides is parallel to the third side and is half of it, which means if this is 10 units, 10 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter. This is if I am joining two midpoints in a triangle. And what does the converse of the midpoint theorem state? Converse states that in case I'm joining a line, I'm joining a point which is midpoint of one side, and this line which joins it to the other side is parallel to the third side, then it means that this point is the midpoint of the third side. That's what it means. Perfect. Thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. Bye bye.